Hi guys, how you doing? This is the Great Unity Project here, and I'm here with the Unity tutorial, my first one, and I'm just going to very quickly show you this, just a little game I've been working on. It took me about 10 minutes to do, probably about 3 minutes of that was making a Blender model, which is like the most simple Blender model I've ever seen in my life, and it's also really crap. And here's our guy, and this is the Blender model I made. As you can see, I'm not the best at modelling. I'm not going to talk about the arms. I think you can tell why. Yeah. I'm going to definitely have to redo the arms because... Never mind, little children, never mind. So yeah. So hopefully we'll get something better than this, because if you notice my legs actually fall through the ground. As you can see, my feet just sort of like pop up. So I'm gonna make a new scene. And the first thing you want to do is click on terrain and create terrain. And this will give us this sort of world. I don't know why that blue lodge is there. Oh, that's just my paintbrush. Don't worry guys, that's just my paintbrush. So now it's looking a bit plain and boring, because you'll just be really walking on a white world. So if you go on edit textures over here and click on this little tab and click on add texture, okay, so now we've got this. You can click on this little circle button here up the top, and on the search bar type in grass, and now you should find this one. It's the third one on there after none. Then you got grass, then grass hill, and add that, and now you've got some grass texture. And yeah, and it's gonna be fairly big, this world. So, and I don't really want it to be that big, I want it to be smaller. So if you go on terrain again, and now you've got all these different sort of options and settings, and they're not grayed out, so you can go on them, and if you click on set resolution, you've got this, and you've got terrain width, terrain height, and terrain length. Now leave the terrain height, we don't need that, but on the terrain width, just change it to about, not 500, I want it to be a bit bigger than that, 700 by 700. So that's the first option, terrain width, and the third option, terrain length. So set resolution, and you can see it's a lot smaller now. Now then, you also notice that there is a main camera. Now delete that because you don't need it. And now, now what we're gonna do? We're gonna go on game object. Now, everything is a game object. Everything that exists is a game object, or at least exists in the game, of course. So, if you want to click on directional light, and this should give us some light. Whoops. So now that should be light. Now, you can click the game, but all you're going to get is a grey screen, because, as you saw, we deleted the camera. And if you go into game view, it's just the game screen. So we're going to want something to play on, or something, a player, basically. And you're not going to get any of this stuff here. You're just going to get standard assets. That's all you're going to have in the project. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to delete it. Delete. Ooh. So you're going to delete. No, don't worry. So basically, all you're going to have here is standard assets and terrain. New terrain you should have. And if you click on the little arrow next to standard assets, you get sort of like smaller folders inside it. And if you open up character controllers, which is the top one, should be at the very top, you'll get third person controller, first person controller, and sources folder, and that's another folder. But you'll see that these are little boxes. And that basically means it's an object, in a way. Let me show you. So you can drag that in, like that, and now we have this first person controller. And you can notice now it's got a camera on it, and it's got an arrow in it. And if you click on main camera, you get the camera preview. If you click on game, you got that. Oh, didn't mean to do that. So yeah, so basically what this is, it is called, this one down here is called a prefab, and it's like an object. It exists in your game, but it's, well, it doesn't exist in your game, but it exists in here. So you can drag it in anytime you want, and you can make as many of these as you want. But we're not going to do that. So we got this now. Now if we play the game, we have now got a character that can move and jump, and this is going to be a first person game, by the way. And you also notice the, if I delete this quickly, there's a third person controller, and all that is this. I mean, like, I don't really see, I'm not sure what this does. I never really used that at all. I only used the first person controller. So yeah, so now we can move about, run, jump, and it is really simple. So this is the start of a new game, and I'm gonna be giving you updates of this game because, yeah, it's gonna be called Dead Grip, in case you didn't know. If you look at my email, deadgrip21@gmail.com, so that's where I got that from. I don't think it's a game, I don't think it's copyrighted. As far as I know, I haven't. I'll have to check that. And now you notice that the mouse is fairly sensitive. If you want to change it down, click on first person controller, and you got all of this here. And you don't need to worry about any of this. But if you find mouse look here, and you'll see sensitivity X, right? So if you change that to about 5, and sensitivity Y to about 5, and if you play it, it should be a lot less sensitive. And you can minus that down to whatever number you want. So there we go, guys. That's that for now, and I'll see you again in a while.